Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is ReNDoG coming at you from just outside the wood farms in this Let's Play Minecraft Feed the Beast series. In the previous episode, we were working on a power box for our quarry, our automatic mining machine, and in this episode, guys, we are going to be working on a recycling unit to help turn the useless jazz that we're going to get out of our quarry into something more useful. But more information on that later on, guys. I need to very firstly pick up a whole bunch of wood, because eventually our sorting room is going to be made up of a whole bunch of storage devices called barrels, and to make barrels you need a butt ton of wood. So I'm just gonna quickly chop down this forest and collect all of this wood, guys, and I will see you back on the other side of this kaplam, where we will head back into the cyber labs and start working on our recycling unit. So guys, I will see you on the other side of this kaplam. Alright, cyberdogs, we are back. I have harvested most of the tree farm. There are a couple of giant oak trees in there that I do need to take care of, but I've replanted the saplings and we are making our way back into the cyber labs. I'm going to bring this apple back from the harvest for a delicious juicy treat a little bit later on, after we finish the hard work that we've got to do in this episode, guys. What the hell? What is going on here, man? This isn't a disco. This isn't the club. This isn't the Rentown club. Get out of here, man. Stop it. Freaking weirdos. Right, guys. Well, I don't know what these two guys are up to, but man, that is really kind of creeping me out. Stop it, man. Stop it, guys. Bastards. Anyway, guys, we are back in the cyber labs. Now, what were we doing in the last episode? Well, we were working on our quarry, and as you can see, the quarry is now ready to go at full blast. This is 64 by 64 blocks of space. This quarry is going to be digging all these blocks all the way down to bedrock, so we're talking tens of thousands of blocks about to come into the cyber labs, guys. And a lot of you guys pointed out in the previous episode that we are going to have a tough time managing that amount of material coming into the cyber labs. And what we need to do before we turn the quarry on to full blast is create a sorting machine, and before that, a recycler. Now, what I've done, guys, is I've actually upgraded the piping to gold. So the first thing that I wanted to do in this episode was just inject some juice into the quarry, and let's see how fast the items now move through the golden pipe. As you can see, they are flying now, man, and it's going to go all around the circumference of the cyber labs, all the way into the storage rooms and into the iron chest that we have set up at the top there. So that is sweet. Look at that, man. That is, wow, that is a crazy amount of material coming in, man. Look at that. That's like, I mean, that's like 5 blocks a second, I think. I mean, just like visually counting it, but that is ridiculous. The quarry is all the way back there doing its business. So I think what we'll do, guys, is just turn it off for now. We are not at a place where the cyber labs can handle this amount of material coming in. So we're going to create a couple of machines to help us sort through all the jazz that quarry is going to give us, guys. But what I first wanted to do was check that this MFE is, oh my lord, that MFE has been drained big time. So we need to connect, we need to turn on the Squidwards, and we need to get some more power into that MFE for today's episode. What I've done is I've connected all of the Squidwards together, and what I need to do is just do a final connection over here. And the reason that I've done this is because we do not have enough glass fiber cabling to be able to connect a Squidward to an MFE. So for each Squidward to have its own MFE. So for now, we can only run off of one MFE, and this is going to be our primary MFE. As you can see, I've picked up all the glass fiber cables that were running into the machine room, and I've decabled all of the Squidwards that had their own MFEs. And what we need to do now, guys, is make sure that we can get a glass fiber cable from our primary MFE all the way to this position over here. Now, this position is where we're going to be setting up a recycling machine. Now, what a recycling machine does is it turns any block that you put into it into scrap, into a block called scrap. And if we look at a block of scrap, and we look at the recipe, what a block of scrap makes is this scrap box. Now, if you open a scrap box, it produces a random item in Minecraft, anything from a piece of dirt to a diamond. And the idea is to turn all the stuff that we don't want out of the quarry into scrap. We're then going to turn the scrap into scrap boxes, and we're then going to open the scrap boxes to get random items. And hopefully some of those random items will be iron, and hopefully some of those random items will be diamonds and other rare materials that we need for this series. So, you know, recycling is a really great way to make sure that you can turn all that useless cobblestone, dirt, gravel into usable materials. And we're going to be talking about exactly how to turn scrap into scrap boxes in the next episode. But in this episode, guys, we are only interested in creating a recycler. So let's have a look at the recycler recipe. It's actually quite a cheap recipe. And all you need is dirt, refined iron, and a compressor and a bit of glowstone. Now, the only thing I've just noticed that I don't have in the project table is a bit of glowstone. So let's head back into the storage rooms to get a bit of glowstone, man. This is going to be so freaking awesome, right? We're going to be turning thousands of blocks of useless material into scrap. We're going to be turning that scrap into scrap boxes using an automatic project table. And then we're going to be opening those scrap boxes using a dispenser to get the loots out of those scrap boxes, man. It is going to be so awesome, guys. But I mean, we got to start right at the beginning, right? We got to start with our recycling machine. So this is the recipe. Really, really easy, man. All we got to do is make our good friend the machine block. Bam! And the machine block then goes into this compressor. What is this? This thing is a compressor. Yes, we've already made a compressor, right? So we know how to make this thing. Really, really easy, just like that. Other way around, there we go, compressor. Nice. Now all we got to do is put the compressor surrounded by dirt. For some reason, I'm trying to figure that one out. Don't know why there's dirt in a recycling machine, but what ifs? And we have our recycler. Now, of course, a recycler takes a low voltage, so we need to make sure that before we plug it into our MFE via our fiber optic cable, well, our glass fiber cable, that we have a low voltage transformer. And I don't think we've got one, so we're going to have to quickly whip up one of those. And of course, that's pretty easy to make. I'm just going to drop off the wood here. We don't actually need that here for now. And all we need is some copper cables and some oak wood planks. Let's just quickly check again. LV transformer looks a little something like that, and we just need a little bit of copper. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to memorize these recipes quite well. I'd love to know in the comment section below, guys, if you are able to memorize some of these recipes that you know, especially the more common ones that we've been using like over and over again. Let me know, guys. How is your memory going? There we go. LV transformer, baby. That is in the belly. Sweet. So now we can actually go and plug in our recycler and actually see how this bad boy works. So let's get our butts down into the cyber labs. Let's get a nice long glass fiber cable wired all the way over to the new recycling area. Now, some of you guys were asking me if making really long cables is a good idea, because the question was, doesn't that lower the amount of power that comes through the cables? Well, yes, it does. But glass fiber cables, which, remember, guys, actually, we don't want to do it this way. We want to go along the circumference, right? Let's keep this place neat, man. Glass fiber cables actually lose the least amount of electricity over distance of any cable in Feed the Beast. Although I think there's one cable that's better, but the glass fiber cable is essentially your most efficient cable. And I do believe it only loses 1 EU worth of energy every, is it 40 blocks? I don't know. One of you guys will correct me in the comment section below, but you certainly do not lose a lot of energy over distance. So that is why I have spent basically all of my diamonds on making this glass fiber cable, so that we could maximize on our electricity usage in this series, and you know, make sure that every bit of lava that we're sucking up out of the reservoir is being used at an optimal level. So we've got enough glass fiber cable to get over to our new recycling area, which is excellent news. So what we need to do is just bring the glass fiber cable down a little bit, I think. And now what we're going to do is install our recycler. So low voltage transformer is installed, man. And this nether portal temple makes so much freaking noise, man. And now what we're going to do, guys, is install our recycler. Hopefully it won't explode. Bam. Okay, so it didn't explode. Excellent. So now what we want to do is make sure that everything this thing recycles gets sucked out of it, right? So we're going to set up a very, very, very basic item removal mechanism over here. Man, it almost feels like we're going back to like episode 2. Like this is such an uncomplicated recipe compared to some of the other recipes that we've been doing over the last few episodes. But let's turn that redstone engine on, and let's just put a nice glass fiber, a nice golden transport pipe right there. And then let's quickly hop up to the project table and get, wait, have I got my chest in my, no, I do not have the chest in my inventory. So we just need to quickly pop to the project table to get the chests. Maybe we'll make 2 chests, right? There we go. Nice. Okay, so we've got 2 chests, and we've got our recycling machine set up, but we don't have any way of delivering goods to it just yet. But let's just make sure that it has somewhere to send its loots, right? So now anything that this thing recycles is going to go into this chest. Eventually, of course, we are going to be sending whatever this thing makes either to the storage rooms or to the recycling plant, where it's going to be turned into scrap and eventually turned into random Minecraft items. But all we have left to do now, guys, is test that this recycling machine is working correctly. So let's go get some test material from up in the temporary storage rooms. Or in fact, we can even get some test material from here. Yeah, check it out, man. We got loads of test material up in here, man. Damn. Jeez, these chests are getting filled up super fast. Look how quickly the Quarry sucks up items, man. That is absolutely crazy. The Quarry is such a crazy beast. It's just absurd, really. Right, so let's drop some cobblestone into this recycler and let's see what happens. So there we can see it is recycling. Now, I don't know if there is a chance to make scrap or how it works, but I think there may be a percentage chance to turn the block into scrap. I don't think it makes every single block into scrap. We haven't seen a single block of scrap come out yet, so it looks like there may be a percentage chance to make scrap. Come on, make some scrap! Come on, recycling machine! There we go. Okay, so it looks like there is a percentage chance to make scrap, right? So there we've got our very first piece of scrap. So 9 pieces of scrap we will be able to put together into a scrap box, which we can then open to spawn a random item in Minecraft. And we are going to be using an automatic project table to do that, and we are also going to be using a dispenser and an obsidian transport pipe to open the scrap boxes automatically for us, guys. So that is going to be so freaking sweet. That's going to be in the next episode. But I've got one more thing that I want to do in this episode, guys, and this is an idea that got thumbs up in the last video, and I thought it was such a great idea, and everyone was so excited for it that I thought, you know what, I am gonna freaking do it, man. Someone suggested, why not make this wall over here glass so that we can actually watch the Quarry doing its business? And you know what, that is such a sweet idea that I'm gonna do it. And I think what we'll just do here is make like a window, because we don't want to expose the pipes down there, right? We want to keep it nice and neat. So let's make like a window over here, and let's put some glass in there and have a look what that looks like. Oh man, that looks absolutely awesome. Oh my god, that is so sweet. What an amazing suggestion. Thanks to whoever suggested this. That is just looking absolutely beautiful, man. I think what I would like to do is add a couple of torches on this side, just like this, just so that when we look through, it doesn't look so dingy, really, that it looks a little bit better. Let's have a look. All right, there we go. Beautiful, people. Look at that. We can see the Quarry in the distance. Let's fire the sucker up just to be able to watch exactly what is going on. And there it is. We can now see the Quarry through our new observation window, and that is awesome. Check out those items, man. This thing is just sucking out the butthole of this giant ass area, man. And we are going to be so loaded soon. We are going to be so rich. Oh man, this is going to be awesome. So eventually, guys, in the next episode, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be routing these materials through the recycling system, right? So if the material is something that we want to recycle, it is going to be routed into the recycling plant over here. If it is an item that we want to keep, it's going to carry on its path, and it's going to go in this way. Then what's going to happen is, at some point in our sorting machine, if it is an ore, it's going to head into the auto furnace room. If it is a diamond, it is going to head up into its diamond chest. If it is a piece of urn, it's going to head up into the urn storage rooms in the warehouse. And eventually we're just going to have a self-automated system that is going to sort for us every single block that we generate out of the quarry, or even just generate when we go on mining missions and whatnot. We'll have a sort of item delivery room where we can drop off all items in our inventory into a chest, and it'll just get automatically sucked into the system, which will eventually take it through the recycling plant and into the warehouse where it will be stored. So guys, that is going to be freaking sweet, man. I am so excited about this part of Feed the Beast right now that we're in. I really feel like suddenly we're achieving something, man. We are quarrying, we are getting items, we are sorting them, we are getting organized, we are going to be able to make whatever the hell we need really soon with our quarry, our recycler, and our sorting machine. And that is going to get us one step closer to being able to create the ReNStar. And man, that is going to be freaking sweet, guys. I cannot wait for that. But guys, this has been ReNDoG playing Feed the Beast. If you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do, man. You smackety smack that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I am freaking angry with your ass, and I'm going to configure my quarry to quarify your butthole. And trust me, that ain't going to be a good experience, man. So just hit that subscribe button. Guys, we will see you in the next episode. Can't wait, man. This has been ReNDoG playing Feed the Beast. Goodbye, my friends.